Hi, my name is Monique Musiel, and I'm the author of the book An Understanding Beyond, which I've written to help people understand God better. It can be read on Amazon.com. Today I want to talk about Israel, Palestine, and religious warfare. Throughout history, people have fought about their beliefs with a passion to try to prove they each are the only true way to heaven. Entire wars have been waged between conflicting ideas of who God is and what it takes to be righteous and forgiven. Anti-Semitism is a great example of what is going on in the world today in 2024. Jews have been persecuted so severely throughout history by many nations that about 6 million of them were even slaughtered by Satan's embodiment of Adolf Hitler, who spoke into being the horrible laws against Jews from a platform fashioned after Satan's throne, which was originally in Pergamum, Asia, as is mentioned in the NIV version of Revelations 2:12-13, to the church in Pergamum. To the angel of the church in Pergamum write, "These are the words of the one who holds the sharp double-edged sword. I know where you live, where Satan has his throne. Yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me, not even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city, where Satan lives." So there was actually a place where Satan lived in that church. Currently, Palestinians have an extreme hatred against Israel and the Jewish people, to the point of terrorists arising from Palestine. Their children are taught to chant "Death to the Jews" from childhood. The problem is power and control, because if the entire region could just be a place for them both to reside in peace, with people retaining the homes they legitimately paid for, wherever located, then the problem would be solved. What gives a nation the right, in the first place, to overthrow another country and drive out its inhabitants who live there, out of their homes? To me, this is just bullying and should never be okay. Are we still in the Dark Ages when these primitive practices of killing each other in wars happen throughout all of history? Starting war is like legal piracy, where might makes right, and the winner gets to take everything from the one who loses. Really? That's just wrong. There's got to be a better way. Since Israel has a history of ruling Palestine, now about taking them under its wing would not be a bad idea, if possible, but only if they do it without apartheid of the Palestinians. They should have the same rights and be treated fairly under this umbrella of rules in one common state. The oppression of the Palestinian underdogs under Jerusalem's rule in the past has fueled so much disdain and caused so much harm and destruction that the ill feelings could take generations to subside, if ever. I watched something on YouTube maybe a half a year ago where I saw that the college students are getting along with each other just fine, whether they're Palestinian or Israeli Jews. I don't understand why the older generations just persist to just be at odds with each other. I'm sure they have some reasons, but it's just a shame. Almost 2,000 years ago, God gave the Jewish people the entire region. Gave them their religion too, but the entire region they both now occupy. But being conquered by a number of nations over the years, and being largely populated by Palestinians, these people had a right to be there also. In an effort to establish two independent states, so each nationality would have their own, this land was arbitrarily split down the middle under British acquisition, calling half of the region Palestine and half Israel. I think the original name of Palestine differed just slightly from Palestine. It was a similar name to that. So in reality, there was a mix of both nationalities all residing together before that point. So how did they get to where the Palestinians hate who used to be together with them? Did you know that the recent slaughter of innocent Jews at the Supernova Festival in Gaza in 2023 also included some of their own Palestinians and also people from other countries? Jerusalem responded to this massacre of about 1,200 innocent people there by wiping out about 31,000 Palestinians in retaliation. Part of this reason for such a large numbers was because Hamas did not allow Palestinians to evacuate when Israel dropped many thousands of pamphlets down to them, warning them of the oncoming attacks to eliminate missile bases there, which had strategically been placed by schools and hospitals. This was done with no concern by Hamas for those that would be annihilated, by using his own people as human shields and targets. So he is actually responsible for this evil being retaliated to. Unfortunately, because of this, Jerusalem's actions to eliminate these missiles resulted in many people and children also being destroyed. It boils down to this: when people passionately believe their God is the only real one, they will fight to the death to defend that, or even try to destroy who doesn't believe in the same way. Although I'm a Christian, I try to keep an open mind for anyone who at least believes there is a universal God and practices signs of genuine good traits in their lives. Isn't it their own prerogative to practice and adhere to a valid, God-honoring religion? So why does religion have to be a reason people can't coexist peacefully? As far as I'm concerned, let them be, as long as they're not hurting anyone. I actually know several Muslim families who are good neighbors here. The proof is in the pudding. You can tell by their behavior and fruits they bear whether they are good people or not. And hatred is not a sign of someone who has a genuine faith, as it would be hypocrisy and evil for anyone who claims to be religious. Estimates of the number of religions in the world in 2024 range from 4,200 to 10,000, with some very strange ones out there. Paganism and Wiccan are two that are obviously anti-Jesus and God. Even the dictionary defines them that way. The strange religions with other gods have disturbingly increased to about an estimated 1 million in current times. Although Wiccan claims to be white magic, any magic that comes from a source other than the real God is dangerous and foolish. This would especially apply to the practice of sorcery and voodoo, which is really extreme, with servitude to worship of Satan. Online, I have even seen in my research that there are actual churches for Satan. Don't be fooled, because the powers that are available through spells are only possible through calling on spiritual beings with powers, since we, in and of ourselves, don't actually have any powers. Not supernatural powers, anyway. Realize that there is a deadly price for allegiance to the wrong entities. Speaking of which, we will each reap the rewards or consequences of what we adhere to. So why, other than trying to throw anyone the life preserver of forgiveness, which was made possible through Jesus Christ's sacrifice, do we persist to the point of wanting to destroy them in wars, or as in witch hunts of Salem, for example? I could only see a reason for that kind of persecution of people if they are decadent instruments of human destruction somehow. Otherwise, hopefully they'll realize what they've gotten into before it's too late for them, because God will ultimately be the judge of all. Again, my name is Monique Musial. You can check out my other podcasts by looking up my name is the best way to find them specifically. And you're welcome to check out my book on Amazon also. Thank you for listening today. God bless.